Okay, time for SMX Facts. We bring on the statistician Clinton Fowler, who was working overtime right there in the same location I was, trying to figure out points and overalls and everything that could go down at the finale. But in the end, Jett Lawrence will start there. He makes the math easy as far as he keeps winning the finale and keeps winning the world title. You have some additional numbers on that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Jett Lawrence, there's a lot of numbers we can talk about. They're all pretty amazing, winning a perfect season in his rookie season. But the way I'd like to describe him now is just clutch. I mean, JT, you look at it, he's now won 3 in a row of the Super Motocross World Championships. He's done 9 starts. He's got 6 of the wins. But JT, the single most important thing for me, the clutch piece, he's won the final all 3 times. He's 5 of 6 in Moto 1. It's just incredible. And the result is $3.7 million in purse money, not including his contract stuff. So JT, to me, I feel like he is incredibly clutch, and that second moto showed it.
Yeah, I was told a long time ago that with Jett, the number one thing you have to make sure with him is that he's engaged and that he's interested in what's happening, because he doesn't really get affected by pressure. The only thing that can really deter his performance is if he's just nonchalant about what's going on. Well, these prime time moments when these championships are on the line, of course he's there. It's the only thing running through his mind, and he's not distracted by anything else going on in life. And I think that's why you see these clutch performances, because when he wants to be the best guy, when he sets out to do that, I really haven't seen anybody else on a motorcycle that can get in the way of that.
Okay, so that's that piece. And then we know Joe Shimoda won the other title. We talked earlier on this show about how clutch that was for him. Give us some more background data on Joe.
Yeah, Joe Shimoda, incredible year. It was a career year for him. 24 starts, 6 wins, 12 podiums, all the most of his career. Maybe the interesting piece here, he had the 6 wins. The most he had before this year was 2. And JT, the one that really sticks out for me is he adds yet another country to the list that have won a championship in the small bike class. It's the 9th. Japan is now on there with Joe Shimoda winning. JT, pretty impressive run for Joe in those final races.
Yeah, this was really cool for Joe, and such a nice guy. I think most people, even if they're not a huge fan, they just say, yeah, that's really awesome for Joe. I had so many fans come up to me, so many DMs saying how happy they were for Joe. And I think his fan base has grown exponentially, maybe more so than anybody else in 2025. And I remember that race at Redbud. We were both there in the moment when the president of Honda HRC was there. And you could just see how proud he was down near the podium of Joe Shimoda's effort that day. Well, I think this type of effort resonates all the way back to Japan. This moment where they get that first American championship for a Japanese rider. Certainly a proud week, I would imagine, in the Honda HRC factory.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Joe said, he just wanted to accomplish something. And what he means by that is getting a number 1 plate. And now that he has one, you got to figure his prospects of getting more in the future, starting 2026, are that much better. We're going to switch to a different type of topic here with the playoffs. Clinton, we talked so much about seeding and Justin Cooper being the number 1 seed coming in. Now, he only ended up 5th in the final points because the first 2 rounds were not good for him. But the seeding points somewhat bailed him out and helped him still hold on for a top 5. And that just continues his run here, kind of maybe an underrated run of just showing up at the races.
Yeah, those seeding points, they are important, and it definitely paid off for him with that 5th. And he would have been 7th without being that top seed. So really, really important for him. Maybe more impressive is his run of consecutive starts in Super Motocross. He's now got 60 starts dating back to the 3rd round of his rookie season last year. Impressive to see 2 complete seasons really from him, with the exception of that one did not qualify, unfortunately, in the mud race back in San Francisco. But the crazy part is it only ranks him 20th in consecutive starts, JT, which is absolutely crazy to me. He needs to race consecutively until the midpoint of the 2028 season to catch Larry Ward, who has the top longest streak, who went 137 starts. But nonetheless, JT, an impressive run for Justin Cooper.
Yeah, and to catch Larry Ward, I think is probably not the first thing on his mind right now, but he's shown consistency, and he's shown that he can be there each and every week. And I did hear whispers about, well, he went into the Concord opener, he had the red plate, but that didn't really accomplish a whole lot, did it? Well, in the end, it was $30,000 is what he gained by showing up every single weekend. So if you wonder if the seeding matters, if you wonder if the points matter, ask yourself if 30 grand matters to you. And that's exactly what it meant for Justin Cooper.
One more note here, Clinton. There's so much talk, certainly about Shimoda and the Lawrences, even Justin Cooper there getting a lot of money for fifth. There's one other rider you want to note who really rallied when it mattered most.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about seeding points and how important those are. The final round is important as well. Lux Turner went out in Vegas and got 8th, best in the series for him. That moved him from 20th to 12th. He gets to take home $20,000, not quite 30 like Justin Cooper, but $20,000 to go with that movement. It was the biggest jump in the final round, just an impressive run for Lux Turner and that AEO Power Sports KTM team. So congrats to Lux, Weege.
Yeah, that's what makes this so intriguing. We were saying last week, normally we talk about the champion, and then there's really not much beyond that, but there's something to race for everyone. Good job, Lux, who's, I think, had a season where he's shown some people how much talent he has. See what the future holds for him. Clinton, as always, thanks for the data, but especially in a triple points finale when I'm doing the play-by-play call. Thank you much for your support.
Yeah, Weege, there's always a ton of energy in Vegas. A bit hectic, tough to keep up with the numbers, but always fun.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports. If you enjoyed what you just watched, well, it's time to bring the action and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel. You can have it all: news, highlights, interviews, and analysis. So go for it.